He brings a lot to the team. What he brings is control, a star in the future. We need a player that is fast, strong. He's one of 22 players in Iraq national team that has a gifted talent when it comes to technique.
Hello everyone and welcome to our new episode of Parken Södra, or as we call it in English, the PS Football. And Hazem, I would like to welcome you once again.
Thank you very much.
We're nice to have you here. And today we're going to talk about Iraq's national team. We're going to list the top 5 biggest prospects. How do you feel about that?
I feel very good about that. It's going to be something special.
Yes, and I see it on your face expression. So obviously this is going to be very interesting, especially for the Iraqi fans. So yeah, it will be interesting for me as well, since I don't have the knowledge as you have. But anyway, first and foremost, as we always do, we want to thank our collaboration partners. And first and foremost, we like to thank Palestine Drinks. They are such an amazing company, really. They are supporting the families and the children in need in Palestine. And we all know what's happening there. So just 2 words, basically. Free Palestine. Thank you so much for the cola or the Coke. As you say, we say in Swedish, we say cola. But so it's really difficult to like switching from Swedish to English. But anyway, let's just say a regular Coke from Palestine cola drinks, or Palestine drinks as we call them. They're from Malmö. They have their headquarters there, but they're developing in many countries in the world. So wish you all the best and cheers and free Palestine. Yeah. So I'm gonna try this actually, because this is the first time I actually drink the regular Coke with the sugar. So it's fabulous. It's fabulous, yeah.
Great.
Hazem, you have also tried, even if you don't drink soda, you have actually tried the Palestine drinks a lot of times. Yeah, how do you think about it?
It's good, actually. It's better than the regular Coke.
As we are used to the regular Coca-Cola, right?
Yeah.
So it will be very interesting to see the development of Palestine drinks. But anyway, thank you so much. And also, before we continue our episode, let us thank all the patrons who support us day in, day out. First and foremost, we have the level card, the legendary ones, or the legendary patrons who are providing us with the most support and with the most money, and therefore we want to thank the brothers Senid and Dzenis Halilovic. Thank you so much. Also to Senid.
Cheers.
Cheers, of course. Big applause. And we also like to thank Alen Turcinhodzic, also to Amila Halilovic as well, and Andres Velez Vasquez and Paulina Georgiadou. So a little applause once more, Hazem. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. And we also like to thank the people on the next level, which are the star players. Obviously, Astrit Mehmeti, Feriz Murseli, Sijaric, Stenqvist, Lindström, Nina Andersen, Jallowwie, and Daniel Grimsell Zea. So a round of applause as well. Thank you very much. And to all of the other names who also are patrons, but on the lower levels as the starting players and the squad players, they will also be mentioned in the description below. So don't forget to read their names as well. And thank you so much once more. You're amazing as well. Thank you so much. And don't forget to hit the subscribe button if you haven't done it yet. Subscribe to Parken Södra. We will both have episodes in Swedish and English from now on. So even if you don't understand Swedish, subscribe as fast as you can, because we're going to have some massive content upcoming in English. So please don't miss us out. Also, like this video if you want to see more, and follow us on social media, TikTok, Instagram, and also Spotify. Our name is Parken Södra on every channel, so please give your support to us, because without you, we don't exist, basically.
Exactly.
Before we talk about the main topic, which is the Iraq national team, we usually always have our main theme as a tradition, and we talk about what the football shirt means to me. And as you've already seen on us, I have a Bosnian shirt, and Hazem has an Iraq shirt. So basically why I have this Bosnian shirt is because this is my favorite national team, except for a Swedish team. And since the topic is very relevant, I think that, if I cannot have an Iraq shirt, why don't I just bring the Bosnian shirt? So basically that was the main reason. But I think that your shirt, Hazem, is really more interesting. What does your shirt mean to you?
Yeah, when it's come to me, the reason I have the Iraqi national team's shirt on me is because I was born and raised in Iraq until I did move to Sweden. I love both Sweden and Iraq, but I have been following the football of Iraqi national team since 2006, and upon all these years.
And I think that's very interesting, because before we talk about the 5 biggest prospects in the Iraq national team, first and foremost, you will explain a little bit what has actually happened in Iraq during this last couple of years, the history and the future as well. So if we talk about the last 10, 15, 20 years, or maybe even before, what is important to tell about the Iraq football history, Hazem, if you begin from scratch?
Yeah, let's begin with Iraq or Lions of Mesopotamia, because it has meaning, and the power behind the Lions of Mesopotamia is that they have been fighting through the all years, and we have been seeing a national team that has had ups and downs, and are today, since 2020, are on the road which we are looking forward, and we are seeing Iraqi national team that small steps they are moving towards that success that we needed in national teams, and that fans, Iraqi supporters want to see. But let's start from the beginning. We have seen Uday Hussein, son of the president of Saddam Hussein. He was the main president of Iraqi national teams during the time the Saddam Hussein was the leader for Iraq. And that made Iraq suffer a lot, because he did put them in pressure. Iraq had their FIFA qualification, and there was in the FIFA World Cup in
1986, right?
Yeah, I think, yeah, exactly.
Yes.
The first time, and only scored 1 goal, and there was Ahmed Radi, one of the Iraqians' greatest player also. So yeah, and from that moment we have tried many times to qualify again for Iraq for FIFA World Cup, but haven't had that success. But right now, in which we are now, and towards 2026, hopefully we're gonna be in the FIFA World Cup.
I mean, Iraq as a country has suffered a lot, not just from a football perspective, but also as a society in general. But 2007 was a really important year. Can you tell us a little bit about what happened then?
Yeah, of course. It was a season, or it's a year that Saddam Hussein was in downfall. It was a new system. It was a new leadership. The Iraq had been through a lot of painful war, which did end, and they are starting again. And during this time, it was Asian Cup, which made Iraq national team and the new leadership to take a quick responsibility and change thing around, which made Iraq to choose Jurvan Vieira, a Brazilian coach, and during what was it? I think it was 2 weeks that he had in his first from the presentation and to Asian Cup to find the players that can play in the Asian Cup. And the special about 2007 is that football made Iraqian all around come together. It didn't matter if the Iraq was in north, south, or outside of the Iraq. Everyone come together and did support this new team, or the new national team that Jova Vieira created, and it became a success, because from 2 weeks of the pressure, every eyes was on Iraq national team, because Iraq had a lot of success before. They reached finals, they reached semi-finals, but didn't win Asian Cup. And during that time, Asian Cup was a big tournament, because Australia did play in it. It was South Korea and another national team that was big during that time. And Iraq, to face them, they were underdogs, because everything was new, but they managed to win the tournament. And it was a final game against Saudi Arabia, which I will never forget, because I did watch it in front of. I was sitting in the front of TV and waiting for the moment. And the last minute of the game, Younes Mahmoud scored the header, and yeah. So for that reason, 2007 is very special.
And almost 20 years from 2007, we're currently now seeing a great qualification campaign for Iraq, actually, because they're in the second place and has great chances to reach their first World Cup in exactly 40 years since the 1986 World Cup in Mexico. And the actual topic for this video is the 5 biggest prospects of the Iraqi national team. So just by simply going through it, you will tell us the guy on the number 5 list, or the guy who is the 5th on the list, and then proceed till the first one. So Hazem, first and foremost, before you say the 5th player, can you tell us a little bit about this campaign, and later on just proceed to the number 5 player, or the player on the who is 5th on the list?
Absolutely. I can start with that Adnan Darjal has been doing amazing work with Jonas Mahmoud, who are representing right now the moment the Iraqi national team, and or the president, or Adnan Darjal is the president, but Jonas Mahmoud is helping him. 2 football players that are icon in Iraq, which are known for their football and the amazing thing that they have done, and they are still creating success with the national team. To bring those players that they have today, we haven't been seeing them before. They change everything, the system, the coaches. Today we have a Spanish coach, Jesus Casas, been doing amazing work with the national team, bringing up young players, giving them chances. Before it wasn't easy to come and play for the Iraqi national team if you did play outside of the Iraq. But for the moment we are seeing players. It's going to be hard to choose 5 players. I'm going to tell you right now because...
And now with a background, Hazem, now we're curious about hearing the guys on your list. We're going to hear 5 players. So please tell us who is the player who is ranked number 5.
Mert Azdowski, a Kurdish Iraqian player. He plays left back, left winger. And today he's playing in Czech Republic for a team Victoria Pleasant. And he's known for his speed, stamina, and crossing ability. So yeah, and he's a great player for the Iraqi national team, and he brings a lot to the team at his age. With that pressure, he's doing very well.
And you just mentioned that he's a young defender. How important is it that he plays in the team? Do you think that he will develop his leadership even more?
Yeah, with Jesus Casas, he will do it absolutely. Because Jesus Casas is known for his playing style, and he has been coaching in Barcelona also. So I think he will do a great work under him.
Very good, very good. Very fresh start, Hazem. Let us hear the player who is 4th on the list.
So yeah, the 4th player is Peter Gvargis. He's born 2000. Swedish Iraqi player. He was born in Sydney, but did move to Sweden when he was 3 years old. And since then he has been in Sweden. He had amazing career and still have it. He did start his career in Husqvarna EF, moved to Jönköping Södra, and after that to Brighton to Malmö, which is a great team in Sweden. And today, as we are speaking, he's playing for Dohuk, which is in a team in Iraq. And he did make his first appearance with Iraqi national team during Gulf Cup for the 2024.
What do you think that Gvargis can contribute to the Iraq's team? Because obviously he is raised in Sweden and not born, but he has basically lived in Sweden his whole life. What do you think that the Swedish kind of football can help Gvargis when it comes to actually playing in Iraq?
Yeah, so Peter is attack midfielder, and he can play also as a winger. And what he brings is the control. He knows how to control the ball. He knows how to possession him, and that is something Jesus Casas is looking for in player that comes to Iraq national team, because based on his playing style, and so yeah, and he's also a creative playmaker. So he knows what to do with the ball, and I did see him play in Gulf Cup. His first game. He has the eye for the ball and sees when to give the ball and make the ball move to the right players, and that is something we need in Iraq national team. A a young player that knows when he has the ball and when he has to move it forward.
Peter Gvargis, a very interesting name, especially since he has played in Malmö, and I know that they talked about him a lot during his time there. So very nice to see him back on track, I should say. But now to the bronze medal. Who is the third player on your list?
Danilo Al-Said, a 25 years old player. He's left midfielder or winger, a star in the future as the people in Iraq see him. He has a great future in national team, and a lot of people praise him to be the next player or the next star for Iraq national team because of his style of playing. So yeah.
The interesting fact is that you mentioned Gvargis as the fourth player and now Danilo as the third player. Both players who are raised in Sweden. Why do you think that Iraq looks at the players who have like the Iraqi background but lives in Sweden? Why do you think that Sweden is so appealing to the Iraq national team?
Because I think the players that plays in Sweden, for the first thing is the calendar during the time they play. It's according to the Iraq or the Asian, because the Sweden we play during the summer, and in Asian their cups start in the winter, during winter. So it depends on that. I think that's the first thing that makes a coach to look at Swedish players, because they are available and they are easy to bring them to the national team. And during all the years, we have seen a lot of players from Sweden to participate in the Iraqi national team. And that is something that I think they want to keep. They don't want to lose that. Because even if they get players from around other leagues, they still want a player from Sweden because they have a great talent.
Great job, Hazem. 2 players left. Which player is second on your list?
Yeah, so in second place is Ali Al-Hamadi, also a young player. He's turning 23 years old in March. He plays in Premier League for a team called Ipswich, and he's a forward. So yeah, so I'm looking forward to see him in the Iraq national team in the future. The minutes he have been getting during Jesus Casas hasn't been a lot, but he's still doing a great work. He's fighting for his position. He's fighting against Ayman Hussein, which is currently the forward which is strongest in his position. And so yeah, he still has to get more minutes with Ipswich and show him up in those games he play with Ipswich and score a goal for his confidence, and we will see.
The funny thing is with Al-Hamadi is actually that he has played many years in England. Actually, if you look at his career, he has played for Wycombe. He has also played for Wimbledon. So this is a guy who is really, he's adapted to the tough English football. What do you think that he can bring to the Iraq national team when it comes to his experience, despite his young age?
I think he is key player for finding the paces and the position that we need, and he's also a great player in the corners. We need a player that is high and he have a great header. We have seen him score a lot of goals with Ipswich, and the goals has been with the header. So and he's also fast. So we need a player that is fast, strong, and can keep the balls with him and wait for the team to make forward.
Yes. And finally, but the last but definitely not least, who is first on your list?
No, I'm just kidding. Zidan Iqbal, also a young player, which is a star player already in Iraq, and a lot of people see him as one of the greatest Iraqi players for the moment because of what he brings to national team and his style of playing and the confidence he plays for the Iraq national team, and with other players that he do not know before. He's meeting them during those time where there are games with Iraq national team. But at his age, to come and take place in a team, he has been doing a great work.
And as many people know, Zidane Iqbal has played for Manchester United during many years, basically his whole career. But now he has moved to Utrecht, and he's doing quite well. Do you think that this change of club has developed him even more?
Of course, because he has played more games with the first team. In Manchester United, he didn't get the chance to play for the first team. So the move was quite right for him, because he's a talent and needs to be played or get minutes with the first team. Otherwise, he wouldn't be recognized in the Iraq national team and he wouldn't get the call-ups. So, yeah.
Why do you think that Zidane Iqbal is first on your list? Can you give us some more detailed explanation?
Absolutely. The reason Zidane Iqbal is in first place in my list is because of his technique. He's one of 22 players in the Iraq national team that has a gifted talent when it comes to technique. He's great with the ball, his control, and his playing of style to connect the defenders with the midfielder and up to the forwards. He's great with the ball. And we see that he's been in Manchester United and he has getting the proper trainings, and and he controls the tempo of the game very well.
Thank you so much, Hazem, for your very interesting list. And I look to the camera. If you have a suggestion for names, if you agree or don't agree with Hazem's list, please let us know in the comment section below. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to follow us on social media at Parken Sudra. That's our name on basically every social media channel. So don't forget, like this video as well. Hazem, when is actually the next game in the qualification? Do you know?
It's in March, I think. I don't remember the date, but it's gonna be a game that we need to win, because there's not a lot of games left. So yeah,
which will be very interesting, since it can basically be exactly 40 years since the last World Cup that Iraq has played in. So
and we are dreaming to come back to the glory, or say in the light of FIFA World Cup. So yeah.
And really, I like the names. They're very interesting, especially for us who are born and raised in Sweden, but also the other players who really play in really, really good clubs, which, to be fair, hasn't been like the usual path when it comes to the players that Iraqi national team players play in. So it just shows that the football is developing, even in countries like Iraq, that they play in such great clubs as Ipswich or Utrecht or even Manchester United, as you said, with the case of Zidane Iqbal. So I think that it will be very interesting to follow the future of Iraq, not just only for Iraq, but also for you, Hazem.
Yeah. We have young talents outside of Iraq and inside of Iraq, which are developing. I had a list of 10 players. Maybe I have 15 players. I did just take 5 players right now, but we have a lot of players that are talented.
Yes. And as Hazem said, if you feel that we forgot one name or maybe more names, please let us know in the comments. But for now, I think that we're pretty much done. Or what do you say?
Yeah.
Yeah, just a simple yes. I mean.
Yeah, it's simple.
And before we end this episode, Hazem, do you want to say something to the audience?
Yes, I want to say to those people that are listening to subscribe if you haven't already done it. Please give us a like, and we're gonna do a lot in the future. We're gonna speak about other teams or players. So if you are interested in that, you know what to do. Thank you very much for everything.
Thank you very much, and bye-bye.
Bye-bye.